You know that feeling when you walk out the door and suddenly freeze. Wait, did I forget my keys? Yeah, we've all been there. And that's exactly why we've been obsessed with the idea of going keyless. A world where your door unlocks with a tap, a code, or even your fingerprint. That's pure sci-fi convenience right at your doorstep. But here's the question that started this video. When it comes to smart locks, do you really have to spend hundreds of dollars to get something good? Because in this market, you can find locks that cost anywhere from $80 all the way to $400, and they all promise security, convenience, and peace of mind. So today, let's talk about the real difference between expensive versus budget smart locks, and whether that extra money actually buys you something meaningful, or just shiny marketing. Let's start with why people are switching to smart locks in the first place. For most of us, it's about convenience. No more fumbling for keys, no more lockouts, and no more hiding a spare under the doormat. We all know that's not fooling anyone. But smart locks aren't just about ease. They bring control. You can give guests temporary access, unlock your door remotely, or check if you remembered to lock up after leaving. The truth is, both expensive and budget smart locks can do that. The difference lies in how smoothly they do it, and what else they bring to the table. Let's talk about the expensive side first. Premium smart locks, like the eufy FamiLock S3 Max, aren't just locks. They're multifunction security hubs. This thing has a built-in 2K camera, video doorbell, keypad, and even palm vein recognition, all in one device. You're not just paying for the lock, you're paying for integration. These high-end locks often work with Alexa, Google, and Apple HomeKit, and tie directly into your security cameras or smart alarms. But it's not only about features. Build quality and user experience also matter. The FamiLock, for instance, feels premium right out of the box. It's sturdy, weather-sealed, and even the keypad buttons feel responsive and tactile. And then there's biometric security. Most mid-range locks use fingerprints. This one goes a step further with palm vein recognition, which is 5 times more secure than fingerprints. Plus, all your data is stored locally, not in the cloud. So there's no privacy concern if you're cautious about cloud storage. You can tell that expensive locks are designed for peace of mind, not just from burglars, but also from tech anxiety. Now, here's where things get interesting. You don't actually have to spend $400 to go keyless anymore. Locks like the DESLOC-110 Plus, a budget smart lock that costs under $150. It's not flashy, but it nails the fundamentals. You get a PIN pad, a fingerprint reader, and even Wi-Fi connectivity for remote control. You can lock or unlock your door from anywhere and share digital access with guests, all from your phone. That's 90% of what most people need from a smart lock. Sure, it lacks the fancy stuff like cameras or biometric palm scanning, but it's still secure, reliable, and easy to install. It even has a small screen that makes setup simpler, something most cheap locks don't bother with. And this is what surprises most people. The core experience of using a budget lock isn't drastically worse. It might be slightly slower to respond, or the app might not look as polished, but for most homeowners, it's good enough. Now let's talk about setup, because that's often what intimidates people. Whether you go budget or premium, the installation process is surprisingly similar. You'll remove your old deadbolt, align the mounting plate, connect a few wires, and tighten a few screws. In fact, the DESLOC D110 Plus is one of the easiest smart locks to install. It doesn't require a hub or base station. It's truly plug and play. The eufy FamiLock S3 Max, on the other hand, takes a bit longer. It has more components and a rechargeable main battery. But once it's up and running, it feels rock solid, like it was always meant to be there. Both are beginner-friendly, but premium locks do feel more polished in their setup and calibration. The process is smoother, the app guidance is clearer, and the hardware feels reassuringly solid. So what's it like living with them? Here's the real-world difference. Expensive smart locks feel effortless. You walk up, it recognizes your palm, the deadbolt slides open, and you're in. No tapping, no waiting. Budget locks, like the DESLOC, still get the job done but might take a little extra effort. The fingerprint reader might need a retry, or the app might take a second longer to connect. It's not frustrating, just less seamless. It's like comparing a flagship phone to a mid-range one. Both text, browse, and take photos, but the premium one just feels smoother. So if you're someone who loves tech that blends invisibly into your life, a high-end lock offers that refined, it just works experience. Now, what about security? The reason these locks exist in the first place? This is where expensive locks usually pull ahead. The FamiLock S3 Max, for example, stores your biometric data locally and uses encrypted communication between the lock and your phone. It's designed with privacy in mind. Budget locks like the DESLOC rely more on cloud access, which isn't necessarily unsafe, but it introduces more data points that could theoretically be vulnerable. That said, most budget locks still offer robust protection. The DESLOC even includes anti-peeping PIN entry, where you can enter random digits before or after your code to mask it from prying eyes, the same feature found on the FamiLock. So yes, expensive locks offer more layers of security, but budget ones have caught up enough to be safe for everyday use. Smart locks don't exist in isolation anymore. They're part of a smart ecosystem. The FamiLock integrates perfectly with eufy's home-based system and other security products. You can check the live feed from your phone, review motion alerts, and even see who rang your doorbell, all from one app. The DESLOC, meanwhile, supports Alexa and Google Home but not Apple HomeKit or Matter. So if you're deep into the Apple ecosystem, that's a limitation. If your smart home is small and simple, that's fine. But if you're building a fully connected setup, those compatibility gaps can become frustrating. That's one of the biggest reasons people pay more, not just for extra features, but for ecosystem harmony. So, which should you buy? An expensive or a budget smart lock? If you want a lock that just works, gives you fingerprint or PIN access, and lets you go keyless without breaking the bank, the budget option makes perfect sense. Locks like the DESLOC D110 Plus do that beautifully. But if you want complete integration, premium security, and the peace of mind that comes with local storage and advanced biometrics, a premium lock like the eufy FamiLock S3 Max is worth the extra cost. It's really about what you value more, functionality or experience. So tell us, would you rather save money and go simple, or spend extra for that futuristic smart home experience? Drop your answer in the comments.